When you think of the defining moments of your childhood, things that blew your mind away, things that left an indelible imprint on who you are, so much so that when you go back to revisit them years later, it makes you feel like a little kid again. What do you think of? If you're watching this video, thank you for clicking on it, by the way, then it's a safe bet that one of those things is anime. And if that's the case, it's an even safer bet that Naruto versus Sasuke was one of those defining moments. It was a rivalry as iconic as Goku and Vegeta, and it was brilliantly hyped up since the beginning of the series. But what makes the circumstances of their fight so incredibly shocking is that we watched these two young ninja grow together, fight together, and survive life and death together. Because of that, you're emotionally invested in this fight for reasons beyond just how amazing the action is. And trust me, watching the choreography and the animation of this fight for the first time was like an out-of-body experience. And it still holds up remarkably well to this day, nearly 20 years later. Goddamn, we're getting old. But yeah, this battle was one of the major epic moments for anime fans growing up, and it stretched way beyond the fandom and into pop culture. Just like everyone knew what Dragon Ball Z was, this fight elevated Naruto from being just another popular anime into being a household name that would go down in history. I also want to give credit to Rock Lee vs. Gaara because that fight also got Naruto a lot of attention, even before Naruto vs. Sasuke, and I'll be doing a video on that as well. But yeah, this is one of those moments that you just had to tell all your friends about. It's like the Red Wedding from Game of Thrones, or the Avengers movies like Infinity War and Endgame from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's like this instinctual feeling that compels you to tell everyone you know about this fight so that you can do your part in spreading the hype and maybe even relive those moments through someone else's enjoyment of those hype moments. It's also a bit of validation to put someone onto an amazing show and they end up liking it just as much as you do. And you also get someone to talk to with it as well, which is always fun. A great show will have you walking up to a total stranger and bonding immediately over the craziness of last week's episode. And that's exactly what happened during this part of Naruto. Now for this video, I won't really be covering the narrative significance of the fight, since I already did that in my previous video, how the Sasuke retrieval arc turned boys to men, so please be sure to check that out. Instead, I'm just going to cover the battle itself because these two were popping out and showing us things we've never seen them do before. And we'll get into who is actually stronger here because there is still an ongoing debate, and yes, there is a right answer. But for a couple of Genin, these two were going absolutely crazy. It was like the spirit of Hashirama and Madara possessed these two and they were putting on a fight for the ancestors or something. Standing on top of their statues, you can feel the weight of the moment. Like this is going to be more than just a fight. And here's what's brilliant about the location. You may not know the significance of it yet, but everything from the statues to the waterfall to the giant fissure in the ground gives the location a mystical feel that's rich in history. It's history that slowly gets uncovered to the audience as the series progresses. And with each bit of information that we get, it retroactively makes the battle even more epic even years after the fight ended. Most times in anime, when you're watching a fight, you're not thinking about the location. But here, it's one of those moments where the setting becomes a character. It becomes instantly iconic, and it has major implications for the series. I find it hilarious that Sasuke was actually trying to walk away from Naruto here. Like, has he met this guy before? Pushing Naruto away just makes him come after you even more. And since reason didn't work, Naruto decides to use force. And something about this scene really cemented just how bad things already were. Sasuke's eyes are just empty and devoid of any type of reaction to Naruto beating his face in. He's so far gone, and it's crazy to see. And Sasuke is really feeling himself after advancing the power of the curse mark. The punch he delivers to Naruto's gut was so nasty, and that twist for added measure was brutal. Sasuke straight up dog walks Naruto during the early part of the battle, and I think it's because Naruto's heart isn't even really in this. He's confused and he's concerned, but Sasuke doesn't seem to care though because it just gets even more disrespectful. Like the taijutsu combinations he runs on Naruto are crazy. It's so disrespectful that he might as well just spit in his face. Oh wait, he did that too. I thought it was pretty cool how he pulled off the kunai technique he learned from Itachi and the dragon flame jutsu again. But as a kid, I was thinking it's getting pretty serious for him to set Naruto on fire like that. And I think the episode ended on the cliffhanger too. But Naruto charges through because he's Naruto, and no fire Sasuke could ever produce would burn hotter than his desire to bring his friend back. We get a couple flashbacks which really drive home what Sasuke is trying to do here, and it's essentially kill Naruto to awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan. And when Sasuke activates his Sharingan and acknowledges Naruto as his best friend, and that's why he has to destroy him, I remember that sending chills down my spine. One of the hypest moments in the series is when Naruto and Sasuke charged their new signature attacks. It was a moment we all knew was coming, a clash between the Rasengan and the Chidori, and it was epic as we all expected. Just seeing the two float over the water as their chakra is spiraling and crackling all around them is visually amazing, and the image of their team picture burning into nothing is an emotional gut punch as the two cancel each other out. Now it's Naruto's turn for flashbacks, and again, since his heart isn't in the battle yet, it allows Sasuke to get many hits in, including a Chidori through the chest. I literally could not believe what I was seeing when I saw this for the first time. Sasuke was out for blood, and things were getting very, very dark. It took a Chidori through the chest for Naruto to finally get serious, though, and remind us why the show is named after him. I would have locked in like 3 episodes earlier personally, especially after he set me on fire, but that's just me. Everyone has a different threshold for what they're willing to tolerate before they stop playing, I guess. And the fear in Sasuke's eyes here is so satisfying because he knows Naruto is about to pull an Uno reverse on him as he pulls out the chakra of the nine-tailed fox. You can feel a shift in everything at this point. The animation is radically different and more fluid. The music goes from being somber to epic, and Naruto is finally locked in. And the combo Naruto pulls on him is by far the most iconic sequence of the entire fight. I've seen it clipped and shared over 1,000 times, and whenever I think back to this fight, this is the first moment that always pops up. He delivers an insane combo on Sasuke and begins to drag him around like a rag doll. Sasuke isn't even safe underwater, or under fire for that matter, because he launches a fireball jutsu at Naruto and he just dissipates it by screaming at it. And the look on Sasuke's face is priceless. Naruto is finally giving him what he asked for, and we're getting everything we wanted after episodes of build-up. Sasuke responds to this challenge by evolving his Sharingan to the next level, which allows him to better foresee and counter Naruto's every move. Now, this exchange is something special. Naruto is famous for its hand-to-hand combat, aka taijutsu. Growing up, I watched a lot of action anime, from Dragon Ball to Yu Yu Hakusho, but Dragon Ball was the main one. And as a kid, I was used to battles being huge, over the top, epic clashes where the whole world would tremble with each blow. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. But this was different, even from OG Dragon Ball, which specialized in good old-fashioned martial arts. The choreography here is mind-blowing and groundbreaking because it blends fast-paced hand-to-hand combat with high-impact ninjutsu, making it feel like an evolving contest rather than just two characters exchanging blows. There's a practicality and simplicity to each punch and kick thrown, making the fight seem extremely grounded. And at that age, I believed I could do anything Naruto and Sasuke could do, at least when it came to the taijutsu. Naruto and Sasuke also both have very distinct fighting styles, and this is showcased brilliantly. Naruto is aggressive and relentless, straightforward yet somehow still unpredictable and very resourceful. It contrasts with Sasuke's precision and calm, calculated attacks. And the animation is conveying the intensity of the battle with every frame. Watching this as a kid, I couldn't believe how they were managing to pull this off. Kudos to the animators for pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible at the time. This battle was like a chess match with Sasuke and Naruto going in and out of favorable positions and consistently seeking advantages. Naruto's use of the shadow clones here remains some of the most unique in the series, and he uses them as torpedoes and launches them in and out of the water towards Sasuke, and he even manages to catch him off guard by forming a chain of clones underwater that grab onto him and whip him around, knocking him into a rock formation. Sasuke immediately counters by creatively using the chain link as a medium to activate his Dragon Flame Jutsu, which disperses the clones. And I think this is the moment they realize the intensity of which they're battling and are both genuinely shocked with how far they're taking it. I'm pretty sure Naruto and Sasuke didn't even know they could pull off half the stuff they were doing in this battle. I mean, look at their faces here. Sasuke snaps himself out of it and does what I remember to be called the Falcon Drop, which is one of the nastiest pile drivers I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, he was really trying to kill Naruto multiple times in this fight. Thankfully, Naruto is extremely stubborn and doesn't die easily, and it always helps to have the power of the nine-tailed fox inside of you because Naruto gets yet another amp from Kurama. The punch he delivers to Sasuke is so powerful that he falls over and grabs his face in pain. It's very rare that we see characters react like that after getting attacked. They usually shrug it off or are temporarily dazed, but Sasuke was just screaming in agony in the middle of the fight, and it was brutal stuff. Naruto's transformation is amazing, as so is the design as the fox's chakra is taking over him, and Naruto easily takes control of the battle here. One of my favorite aspects of this fight is the escalation of power as Naruto and Sasuke increasingly grow more powerful and use more powerful techniques. It constantly goes back and forth between who is winning, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat for the entire battle. And Naruto has Sasuke on the run here, and the animation and application of Naruto's chakra in this form is so cool and creative. The way Naruto and Sasuke interact with the environment this entire fight has been one of the highlights for me. Everything to how the water is animated when they expel their chakra, to Naruto knocking Sasuke into the water so hard it creates a hole, to water being a visual representation of how fast they're moving, and even the casual moments of them standing on the water, it's all captured beautifully. It's like the water is alive, and that's why it's always one of the coolest elements to see animated. It's so dynamic and there's so much you can do with it, particularly in this series. They both also use the terrain to their advantage by bouncing off walls, fighting vertically, or leaping over obstacles and knocking each other into rock formations. It's the perfect setting for their fight. Sasuke eventually feels the pressure and activates the final form of his curse mark. The two put everything they have into one final clash of their Rasengan and Chidori, and that's the end of the fight. I know some people were disappointed that they didn't fight a little bit more in these full-powered states, but I was okay with it. They both were on borrowed time, and it made sense that they wanted to end things quickly. And though Naruto does technically lose this battle, I do think he was a bit stronger here, especially in terms of raw power. Not only was Naruto coming off of a battle where he got his chakra drained and battled multiple members of the Sound Fort and Kimimaro, but people forget Naruto has access to Gamabunta, who could have easily wrapped this fight up in like 5 seconds if he managed to successfully summon him. And it's very possible that Naruto could have manifested even more Kurama's chakra here. Perhaps another tale or two, all of which would have given Naruto a definitive win here. But narratively, the ending that Kishimoto picked for this just fits better and is more believable. On the other hand, some argue Naruto would never have summoned Gamabunta in such a personal fight. He wanted to fight Sasuke one-on-one and earn his respect, and there may be some merit to that. But towards the end of the fight, I do think Naruto would have at least tried everything in his power to bring him back. Also, there's a possibility that the seal only allowed Naruto to access one tail of Kurama at this point. So that's another theory. Let's also not forget that Naruto and Sasuke both chose not to go for the killing blow here. Naruto could have struck at Sasuke during their clash, but instead he chose to scratch at his headband to prove a point. And Sasuke holds back his Chidori, changing it from a lethal thrust to a simple punch instead. I think they both realized that this was the event horizon, the point of no return. Things were never going to go back to the way they were. How could they? And I don't think either one of them were willing to kill each other, at least not this way. It's a shocking end to an incredible battle. And the great thing about this fight is you know a rematch is coming. It was built up even more than this fight was. I wasn't sure if Kishimoto could live up to the hype and expectations surrounding that fight, given how incredible this one was, but their rematch is also top tier. Very few moments in anime have been able to reach the heights of this fight, from the intense emotional stakes to some of the best action you'll ever see in your life. Naruto vs. Sasuke is a certified classic that will always be a standard for shonen battles and fights in general. But that does it for this video. Tell me how you guys feel about this iconic fight. How did it make you feel as a kid, and how does it make you feel all these years later? What was your favorite part of the fight? And who did you think was actually stronger? Leave your comments down below, and as always, thanks for watching.